Hello everyone, and welcome back to All Things Space. Black holes have been the epicenter of interest for scientists and common folk alike. There's enough in it to attract the attention of even the rookiest of astronomy buffs. If a black hole were headed toward the sun, it would gain speed due to the mutual gravitational attraction between it and the sun. The sun would also accelerate towards the black hole. But what if the sun approached a black hole? Keep watching this video to find out. But before we begin, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Imagine this. A black hole is headed in the direction of our sun, and is on a collision path with it. You're unable to stop the annihilation of our whole solar system, and are forced to do nothing more than sit back and watch it happen. How precisely was this momentous encounter going to play out? How exactly would this black hole come to be in an area of our planet? And what would it be like to be on Earth through all of this and observe it? There is not a significant difference between a black hole and any other object that has mass, except it's thick, to a ridiculous degree. A singularity is a place in the core of the object that is infinitely small, yet contains all the matter that the object has. The majority of black holes are the collapsed remains of very big stars. In addition, much as the stars they once were, black holes exert a powerful gravitational pull on their surrounding space. How often does one encounter a black hole gone rogue? The greater the amount of matter that is packed into a singularity, the greater the force of gravity. Within the region of the universe that can be seen, there may be as many as 40 quintillion black holes. Many may be found in the very heart of their own galaxies, such as Sagittarius A, which is the one that is nearest our own. It is located smack dab in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy, but even black holes have the potential to act erratically. A black hole may become unbound and begin its aimless wandering after experiencing a cataclysmic event, such as the collision of two galaxies. It is possible that our galaxy is home to a total of 12 of these renegade black holes. Additionally, one can be moving toward the sun at this same moment. In the unlikely event that a wandering black hole was going to make its way into our solar system, it would first arrive at the Oort cloud. A black hole would approach ice giants before it approached the sun. A distance of 2 light years separates us from the ice sphere that encircles the solar system. The frozen entities that were orbiting around this location were ripped out of their orbits the moment a black hole got too near to this area. You wouldn't be able to get a good look at the black hole until it got close enough to one of the ice giants, such as Neptune or Uranus. If you had access to a very strong telescope, you would have been able to observe the gaseous material being torn away from these planets. You might see the demise of Neptune and Uranus from Earth. An accretion vacuum would be created around the black hole from all of the gases and particles pulled from Neptune and Uranus, and it would be known as the accretion disk. This superheated collection of gas and dust would circle the black hole, therefore revealing its existence to the outside world. You would see Jupiter and Saturn suffer the same fate as it proceeded on its destructive course, which would be visible to you on Earth. It would be possible for you to see, with your own eyes, the disappearance of these gas giants from our night sky. As you watch in horror, rocky inner planets like Mars, Venus, and Mercury would likewise be pulled into the black hole and annihilated into oblivion. The fate of Earth before the sun is warped by a black hole. The only planet that would be spared is Earth. Obviously, this is not really the case. It's just that we wouldn't want you to lose out on the opportunity to see the end of the solar system from the best seat in the house, so let's assume that Earth would be spared in such a barbaric end of the solar system. If you do wonder what would be the fate of Earth in case a black hole approached it, scientists have studied it for eons already. Ultimately, the closer the black hole got to our sun, the more likely it was that it would consume it in a single fiery swallow. The final encounter. Instead of a sudden swallow, stuff would start to be pulled away from the sun as a result of the high gravitational force. In the same manner as if a strand were being unwound from a ball of yarn, it would lose a significant amount of its gas via this process. They would also revolve around the black hole, eventually becoming a part of the accretion disk that is generated by the gas and dust of all the planets in the neighborhood. This ripping apart of the sun would continue until there was no more of our star left to exist. Nothing more than a cloud of gas would be left behind when this happens. Only the very tip of the cloud's tail, which is closest to the event horizon, has a chance of avoiding being sucked into the black hole. When the substance of the sun is being absorbed, massive quantities of radiation, including X-rays and ultraviolet rays, would be produced in the form of blazing explosions. When and if human beings were to return to Earth, if it even exists at that point, this radiation would be directed directly in their direction and cause unfathomable mutations. Would the black hole turn into a new sun? For the next 8 minutes, you wouldn't know what would eventually happen to the sun. That is the amount of time it would take for the light to get to us. However, rather than the light source that illuminates our solar system vanishing completely and instantly, the black hole itself may become very luminous. There is a possibility that it is billions of times brighter than the sun. If our sun were to be consumed, the remaining components of our solar system would no longer be able to maintain their equilibrium. It would be necessary to create a whole new equilibrium for the gravitational field. In addition to all of the harmful radiation that would be showering down on Earth, the globe would also be subjected to severe tidal pressures that would push it and tug at it. Large earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and tsunamis are all possible outcomes of this scenario. The Earth would eventually fracture into many different parts, or maybe, in the most favorable of all possible outcomes, you are summarily expelled from the solar system. The truth of the matter is that you and everything else on our planet, along with all of the other stuff in our solar system, would be dragged directly into the accretion disk. Therefore, you would have a brand new ticket for the first row. Where from? From the center of a void known as the black hole. With that, we come to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on future videos. If you enjoyed the content, then do leave a like. So until next time, take care and goodbye.